Well, I'll just address a couple of the items in the Vision 2040 because it's pretty lengthy document. But the first one is thriving economic development, and that has been happening already. We've been fortunate that several companies have either decided to expand here or locate here. Those companies include TriStar Cables, Stein Air, Absolute Air, Sage, Daikin. All those companies have brought hundreds of jobs to Faribault, and that has really helped the economic development, both from a job standpoint and a tax standpoint, because those commercial and industrial taxes help keep our property taxes low for our homeowners. The second thing I'll address is the vibrant downtown. And right now we are kind of being handicapped by an absentee owner that just isn't pulling his weight with the downtown buildings. They're pretty easy to see which ones are his when you look around and see the vacancies and the condition of the buildings. But a couple of things we do have going for us is that we've recently completed our first ever commercial evaluation and code enforcement. So that code enforcement made all the downtown buildings safer for the employees, the businesses, and the residents. The other thing that's happened recently is the EDA has provided some generous funding, and with that funding combined with the private investment of the building owners, well over $1 million has been invested into the downtown area to rehab and improve the buildings. The third one is access to nature, leisure, and arts, and I'll address that more in a different question, but Faribault has a tremendous amount of parks and trail systems, and that's something that we can really take advantage of in enhancing them and making them more accessible to our citizens.
Yes, so the Vision 2040 is really a comprehensive vision or plan. It's not necessarily an action plan. I think it's more of a framework, per se, to see what's possible for our community. So I'm really excited about the future for our city. And with a clearly laid out vision, such as the 2040 indicates, I think we are setting a good framework to scale up to the future. And so I'll say my goals are embracing diversity and inclusion. And I think that's part of the 2040 vision as well. I strongly believe that's something that we need to focus and put more attention, to see what's possible in the near future. Also, historic preservation is something that we need to consider and promote. The creation of a new history together, not only preserve, the history and all the positive, things that are happening in Faribault, but the new possibility that we can create together, as well as civil engagement that will lead us to understand each other better and create more tolerance and acceptance in our community. So yeah, I do have a lot of goals, and I hope and I wish that we are able to see the 2040 vision is something that we can work together.
My goals for Faribault are aligned with the Vision 2040 plan. Specifically, I support the plan's focus on the downtown area and its goal to, I quote, activate the downtown by creating a unique downtown experience that is stimulating and full of vibrancy. I support the plan's commitment to protect the downtown's historic assets, and I'm really excited to see the areas along the river be used for recreational activities. I am a strong supporter of what the plan calls the social aspects of the community. I support the arts, nonprofits, Parks and Rec, and all the other organizations that work diligently to make Faribault a great place to call home. I support the plan's statement to protect and enhance the natural assets of Faribault, but question whether the city is staying true to that, with the recent clear-cutting of the Evergreen Knoll property. I also think the city needs to put more effort into the community engagement part of the plan.
So the 2040 vision is an important document. In reading through it, it's obvious to me that there was a ton of work put in by a bunch of talented people. Director Wanberg, before we signed off on the 2040 vision, he tasked the City Council with reading through the entire document, coming up with critiques and edits. That way he could go back and we could have a dialogue about it. Interestingly enough, I was the only one that did that. So I take great pride in the 2040 vision because although I probably slammed Director Wanberg with just a litany of things he maybe wasn't ready to go through, I still feel like that was an important responsibility for me as a council member. My biggest goal for the 2040 vision has to do with our downtown. So in the 2040 vision, you can see the downtown being rebuilt. You can see reconnectivity to the river, which is very important. I'm a member of the Faribault Masonic Lodge, and history is something that I gravitate towards. I really like history. I really like our history. So it's important that we save downtown, rebuild downtown, reconnect to the river. And I mean, the whole document in its entirety is great. So if people haven't read through that, I encourage you to do that because there's so much good information in there.